Hey, what up, though? Back again. I told you we're gonna be talking about all kind of different things. Tonight, I'm gonna talk about a movie, and I'm gonna relate this movie to life. I'm gonna relate this movie to learning. I'm gonna relate this movie to how you create success in your life. Now, this movie is called What Dreams May Come.
In 1.5 miles, keep left to I-77 North.
GPS talking. Okay, so What Dreams May Come by Robin Williams. It's an older movie. I can't remember exactly when it came out. Probably early to mid 90s, somewhere around 94, 96, something like that. A little bit older movie. It really didn't get that much popularity. And it's a very, very intense, deep message movie. It's called, again, What Dreams May Come. Now, the premise of the movie is Robin Williams, little tight turn right here. Okay, so the premise of the movie is Robin Williams starts off, he meets his wife, before they get married, he meets her. It moves a little bit quickly in the beginning, but it definitely establishes the groundwork for the movie, right? So he meets his wife. Fast forward, they get married. Fast forward, they start they're in their careers. Fast forward, they have kids. Fast forward, the kids grow up to be about teenager age, right? So the first thing that happens is both his kids die in a car accident. Okay, so his wife starts to get depressed. Robin Williams kind of, keeps his head up and he keeps moving. Fast forward, Robin Williams ends up getting killed. There's an accident and he gets killed. Now, his wife, at this point in time, really falls into a deep depression. She gets so bad that she ends up killing herself. I guess she just didn't want to live without her family and without her kids. They had all the success in the world. They had all the money, but just depression, heartbreak, and all of that stuff. Now, let's go back to what. Now, that's not the
1.5 miles. Take exit 104 on the right to I-79 North.
Okay, so yeah, obviously I'm driving. So that's just the setup of the movie. That's just the premise of the movie, right? That's like the first quarter of the movie. So the story is really about the afterlife. So Robin Williams dies, right? And immediately he's in the spirit form. And he meets somebody like a guardian angel, a guide or something like that to help guide him, because he's newly dead, you know what I mean? And he needs to guide through the afterlife. Now, the thing with the afterlife, right, in this movie, again, it's called What Dreams May Come. So he's able to have his own universe, right? Personal. Beyond that, everybody, I guess they're trying to say like the afterlife is big enough for everybody to have their own personal universe. I'm talking about, the whole world is yours. Beyond that, you can go mix with other people and share in their vision or dream or however they see their afterlife. You can mix with other people and share in that in a positive, constructive way. Okay. Other than that, you can kind of do whatever you want to do. If you want to fly, you can fly. You can live underwater and all this good stuff. But the whole thing is, it's all about the mind. Whatever you want to see, you can see. There was a bit of a struggle because, obviously his kids died. He wanted to see his kids, but he couldn't see them right away. And there was a whole premise on why that was and all of that. Fast forward towards the end, his wife ended up killing herself, and he wanted to go and see his wife. So they told him that suicides are a special case. They said nobody really comes back from what they call hell from a suicide because people are so stuck in their mind and in their emotions that they can't get out of it. They can't think why they end up killing themselves in real life, you know, because they get stuck in that depression so bad that, you know, you just can't feel anything else. You can't think anything else. You just can't get out of it. And it's the same way in the afterlife. You can't think nothing else. You can't see nothing else. And so, you know, you know, things happen. I don't want to spoil the whole movie for you if you want to watch it. Very, very good. Very, very, very deep, meaningful movie. I mean, I've watched this movie several times over the years, and it's not that I get something new out of it, but just the realism and the fact that we are creators. You know, we're creators, and this is about real life. This is about success. This is about thinking and spirituality. You know, and the way they explained it and showed it really got about as deep as the Matrix on a level of thinking, of mind bending, and understanding. You know, real eye opening. You know, so this is the way it is. This is the way it works. I mean, I don't care what faith you have, Muslim, Christian, whatever orthodoxy of Christianity you follow, whatever orthodoxy of Islam you follow. I don't care if you're a Hindu, a Buddhist. It all works the same way. It's all the same message, right? So, and this is how it works. And you really got to understand this. I'm gonna see if I can explain this on a deeper level, because you really got to understand the way life works. Okay. So, you who are you, right? The you that's you can't see that. Nobody can see that. All you can see is the vessel that you occupy, this body, the body that we have. Okay? Now, we don't necessarily pick our body, but at the same time, we can manipulate our bodies. Now, I don't mean with surgery and that sort of thing. I mean by staying in shape, you know, being the best having the best version of the body you got. Grooming, taking care of yourself, things like that. And that's what you want to do. You want to make yourself, and there's several parts to yourself. So I'm just going to talk about your body for just a quick second. You want your body to be the best version that it can be. Now, you are not your body. You are in this body. Okay, it's kind of like you got a car, and you get in your car and make your car work and make it drive and do it and let it take you wherever you're gonna go. But you the one that makes the car move. So it's the similar thing. You, the real you, is inside of this body and making it do what it do. And just like your car, let's say you're given a car at some point. You don't necessarily get to pick it, but you want to keep it up. You might want to paint it. You might want to put some fresh wheels on it. You want to keep it clean on the inside. You got to change the oil. You got to keep it running, or your car gonna break down on you, and that's it. Your car is overdone. That's it. Same thing with your body. You want to wash it, take care of it, appreciate it. It's gonna take you everywhere you need to go in life. Now, again, back to the you that's you. There's a couple of different parts to you. And just dealing with a spiritual side, you've got a soul and you've got a spirit. The soul and the spirit are two different things. Two different things. Now, dealing with it on a mental aspect, you got your consciousness, you've got the subconsciousness, and then you've got the superconsciousness. Now let's go all the way back to how we were created. The Bible explains it perfectly. I mean, there's almost no better interpretation, but a good explanation on it for where we are in modern society is preferred, right? To really understand what the Bible was saying. Now, we were created, okay? Everything out here was created. We were created from something intelligent. It didn't just happen like oh, you just bump two rocks together and you get something. Nah, it wasn't haphazardly like that. Everything was created with a purpose, for a purpose. See, everything in the universe follows strict laws, strict rules. Yeah, the rules are so strict, the law is so strict, you can't even break the rules and break the laws. Now, people try. You can try to break the rules. There are some rules you can bend, some rules you can manipulate, but ultimately, there are rules and laws that you just cannot break. They set in stone. Now, that's an intelligent design. You know, there's nothing haphazard about that. That was done on purpose with a purpose. Okay, so we are created beings. So where do we come from? Right? Everybody's consciousness comes from the same source, and like I said, it's got three, you know, it's kind of got several different folds, but it's got three main folds to it. So you got the superconscious mind. I'm gonna start with that. That's the deepest part of you. That's the part that, if you want to access into the superconscious mind consciously, it takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of work, but it can be done. Now, your subconscious mind, that thing, it's on like autopilot. Okay, so what was created first? The superconscious mind exists. That's the intelligence of all. We're all tapped into this one mind called the superconscious mind. Okay, now, as individuals, the mind starts to break down to an individual type form. It's kind of like every drop of water is a piece of the ocean. You know what I mean? There's no difference in the drop of water than it is in the piece of ocean. I mean, in the whole ocean. The drop of water is that little a small piece of the ocean. So our superconscious mind is like the ocean. Our subconscious mind is like drops of water. Okay, so we're all connected. We're all connected to that same source. And that superconscious mind is that mind of God. It's the mind of God. We're all connected to it. And not in some way, shape, or form. It just is what it is. Now, the subconscious mind kind of breaks down into the individual person. Okay? And then you've got your conscious mind. Okay, so the subconscious mind, it's on autopilot. It's what's keeping your heart beating. It's what's keeping your eyes seeing, your ears hearing. You know what I mean? It's the thing that you don't have to think about it. It's doing what it's doing. Not only is it keeping your bodily functions going so you don't have to think about them, it's keeping other aspects of your life going without you thinking about it. See, things can be impressed onto the subconscious mind, right? Your conscious mind kind of impresses the subconscious mind, right? Some things you put in there, it externalizes in real life. I'll give you a small example, right? Let's say you had a hard childhood, a bad childhood. All those things you experience are impressed into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is on autopilot. It replays certain events in your life until you're able to correct certain things. And that's why, you know, the process of, let's say, you're talking to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, what they're doing is just straightening out things that are embedded in your subconscious mind. Straightening things out. Coaches, mentors, that's what we do. You know, we listen to you. We pay attention to where the drama is. We know where it's coming from and what's causing it. We don't know the specific cause. It doesn't matter. We know what's happening to you. What's happening to you in your life mostly is because of your subconscious mind, that thing that's on autopilot. Now, you've got your conscious mind. This is where you're wide awake, or you should be. Wide awake. You're invested in the real world. You're seeing things that's going on around you. You're interpreting things in real time. You're making decisions based on what you see. Now, here's what happened with your subconscious mind, right? Somebody might do something to you. It don't matter what it is. Somebody does something to you. Based on your past experience, automatically your subconscious mind drops it into a category of good or bad. Now, here's where your consciousness is supposed to kick in. See, when we talk about having tapping into your higher conscious or being a higher person or being on a higher level, that's where you got to consciously think the right thoughts, right? So automatically subconscious say, hey, somebody did something to me, boom, that's bad. Now if you're not living on a conscious level, you're just going to go with whatever that is, that automatic pilot. Now you mad, you upset, you might want to take revenge, you doing whatever, messing up your life. Now when you're able to think and think properly, right, here's what happens. Somebody does something. You make a decision on whether it's good or bad. You actually consciously decide. Not only do you consciously decide on whether it's good or bad, you decide on how you feel about it. It doesn't happen automatically. That's when you live in consciously. Okay? Doesn't matter what it is. You make the decision and you decide for yourself. You don't allow your subconscious mind to make those decisions for you. Now, when you start doing that, you start impressing upon your subconscious mind these new thoughts, these new ideas, these new experiences, because whatever happened yesterday, it's done and over with. Everything that comes before you now is all the future. It's coming. Now, here's how you create your future and how you tap into the superconscious mind. This is how you do it. When you're able to direct consciously the subconscious mind, you free yourself up to tap into the superconscious mind. The superconscious mind is where you get, like I said, it's the God mind. So it's where you tap into a source of knowing. You start seeing things from a mile away. Things start making sense on a whole nother level. And this is just a basic example of the potential that you have. This is just a basic example. If this sounds a little deep to you, I suggest you look into it. Get a couple of books, get a couple of audio books, get on YouTube, find out about these three aspects of your mind. Because this is just a basic thing that you can do. Basic thing. And see, we're talking about creating success. Yes, you're going to be doing things, okay? The things that you do, right? You don't have to consider it work. You don't have to consider it hard. Again, you make the decisions on what things mean to you. You make the decisions on how to feel about things. Okay? Now here's the special part about it. When you want to have success, right, you really have to stay completely 100% positive about everything that you experience. What that does is it impresses into the subconscious mind that everything you do is good. Everything you do is great. Everything you do is bringing you closer to the goals that you want. Every day you're having some form of success. A string of successes mean you have a successful life. You're impressing on this into the subconscious mind. So it doesn't matter what your past was. It don't matter how bad you was, how wrong you was, how hard you had it. It doesn't matter. When you start impressing these new things into your subconscious mind, it starts to tap into that God mind, because God is all love. God is all positivity. And when you tap into that, when all three of those things connect, by your conscious guidance, right? When all three of those things connect, things start happening in your life. Doors start opening up. You start meeting certain people that you never thought you'd meet before. You have a certain light and a certain glow about you. People want to know who you are. People want to hear what you got to say. People want to give you things. A lot of times success just ain't, it's not about money. You can get things without money sometimes. And you don't even have to ask for it. People just give it to you. Somebody might tell you something that allows you to do something that allows you to make whatever money that you thought you could never make before. New things start happening to you. And see, this is how you create your life. You create it consciously, on purpose, with the purpose. And again, there's some rules and some laws to this thing. There's some rules and some laws. And we live in what's considered the age of Aquarius, the age of information, the information age. So the getting from point A to point B is getting a lot easier, a whole lot easier, because the information is there. The information is available. You don't have to go into a library and search for a particular book and read the whole book. It's information everywhere. And people know things. People know things because they've got information from somewhere, and just by having a conversation with somebody, a sit down, a phone call, a meet up, exchange of information. It might be one thing you missing, and boom, you get that piece to the puzzle, and it's all over with. You on your way. But again, it starts with being conscious of your thoughts. Okay? Now I'm gonna get a little bit deeper. I didn't really want to make this video too long, but this is a deep conversation, right? And I got to get a little deeper with you. Now, everybody has a voice inside their head. Okay? Everybody, basically, for lack of a better word, talks to themselves. Okay? Now, I want you to think about something. If you closed your mouth right now, and in your head, you say, I am successful. You don't say it out loud. You don't utter a word. You say it in your head, right? Just say it. Take a second. Close your mouth. Say it. I am successful. Okay, now, did you say it? Okay. Did you hear it? And you didn't open your mouth and say a word, and your ears didn't hear a word that you didn't say, but you still said it and you still heard it. Do you realize what that means? You can speak without speaking. You can hear without hearing. You have a special gift and a special power. And you know what that voice is inside your head? That's a reality, okay? It's a reality. That reality is just as real and just as valid as this reality right here. Those words that you said and those words that you heard in your head are more powerful and more real than the words you're speaking out of your mouth. The whole goal and the whole gift that you have from God as an individual is that you as an individual, you get to decide what these words are saying. You get to determine what these words are saying. Do you realize how much power you have? If you don't realize it, you need to realize it. If you take control of that voice that's inside your head and you say the right things consistently, constantly, if you monitor what that voice is saying, see, sometimes that voice is your subconscious. Sometimes it's automatic. Sometimes it just say things. If you monitor what you say, and you start putting the negative things that you're saying in a category, in a box. Let's just say every time you say something negative, I don't care what it is, if it's something negative, you put it in a box. You throw that box away. All you got to do is flip it. Okay, so I'll give you an example. You take a look at your credit score, right? Your first thought is, no matter what the score is, it doesn't matter. But the words, the voice that you hear says, dang, I got bad credit. Okay, so that's a negative. So you take that, set it aside, put it in a box, and you consciously flip it. This is what you say. You say, my credit is great. It don't matter what the score is. My credit is great and it's rising, it's going up. That credit score number is going up. It doesn't matter what it is. It makes no difference. This is you consciously creating the life that you want to have. Not constantly, but you're creating the type of credit that you want. Consciously. You probably had bad credit because your subconscious mind was at work doing it automatically for you. Keeping your credit score at a certain level automatically. Now you want better credit? This is the way you start. This is how you start. You don't start in the external world. You don't start trying to get a credit card. You don't start trying to save money. You don't start trying to pay your bills. That's not how you start. That's not how you do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying that's not how you start. The way you start is what you saying to yourself. The conscious choices that you're making. The conscious decisions that you're making. That's how you start. It's just like the movie I was talking about, What Dreams May Come. They instantly created the world that they want to have. They instantly created what they wanted to see just by thinking it. It's the same right here, right now. Okay? It's the same thing. And it's how you start anything. If you say in your mind, if your subconscious mind, whatever your credit score is, you look at it and you say, dang, my credit score is bad. In your mind, that is what you've been creating, and that is what you are creating. And that's the way it's gonna be. And that's what you have created for yourself. Period. It don't matter what happened, what you did, the external circumstances don't matter. Ultimately, you creating it. Now let me give you an example of what might happen when you switch when you consciously control what's in your subconscious. Now, let's say you take a look at your credit score. Don't matter what it is. You say, look, my credit score is pretty good and it's getting better. It's getting better all the time. My number is going up. My credit score is going up. You get rid of that thought that your credit score is bad. Just get rid of it. It ain't no good. Throw it away. Don't never say that again. So you say, my credit score is good. It's rising. It's going up all the time. You know what's going to happen? You're going to start not only figuring out what to do to make it rise, you're going to start getting information to make it rise. You're going to get something that you never knew before. You'll probably figure out how you don't have to pay anything on your credit to get these negative marks or whatever they are off your credit report. You might not have to pay a dime to do it. Seriously. See, your credit score, your credit report is a report, right? It's not the debt itself. Legally, by law, you have rights. You have rights to control what's being reported on your credit. It doesn't matter what your debt is. The law affords you rights to dispute or whatever, to monitor, to correct things that are on your credit report, and you don't have to pay a dime for it. It doesn't matter if you believe you owe something, you believe you owe this, you believe you owe that. It doesn't matter. Is it reporting correctly? Is it reporting correctly according to the law? If it's not perfectly reporting the way it's supposed to according to the law, it's got to come off your credit report whether you owe it or not. Now, I'm not going to get too deep on that tonight. I just wanted to share with you the mental aspect, the beginning of the success journey, the way you create it. Now, everybody's heard about the law of attraction and this, that, and the other. That's one thing, okay? And that's a part of it too. But the first thing, you got to get your mind right. You got to get your mind right. And that power that you have, there's no greater power than that. That is the creative power of God, of whatever you, Allah, God, Buddha, whoever you pray to, that's the creative power of that. Those words that you saying in your mind that you have control over consciously, okay? That's where the power is. That's real power. Real spiritual power. It takes a level of faith. It takes a level of belief. It takes a level of consciousness. It takes a level of understanding. And if this is too deep for you, like I said, I suggest look into those three aspects of your mind. Those three aspects of your true self, your invisible self, your soul, your spirit, the self, the part of you that's occupying your body. Pay attention to that. This is the beginning of success, and ultimately, really, truly, the easiest and really the only way of having success. It begins and ends right there. The conversation that you're having with yourself, the words that you are directing inside of your mind, the words that you have control over, and you got total control of. Nobody has control over that but you. These are your decisions and your choices. Okay? And you need to get a deep, serious understanding of that. Get control of that. You want to have success? This is the beginning. Go check out that movie too. It's good. All right, y'all. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe. I got more coming. This is just the beginning. This is just the start of some great things. Come with me on this journey.